Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 4 now of Jack of All AI's Perspective. Today I've got Celine Norman with me from Instadeep. Celine, hi, how are you?
Hi, Jack. Thank you for having me. I'm good. So, yeah, it's a pleasure to be on your podcast. I've been watching it religiously, so it's fun to be here.
Fantastic. Well, there'll be a quiz later and a written exam you need to do, 500 words.
I expect nothing less from you.
Absolutely. So tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do at Instadeep?
So, I am the strategic partnership lead at Instadeep. So, that means that I'm part of the business development team and work closely with our partners to explore new business opportunities and also build out the ecosystem so that Instadeep can offer the best end-to-end solutions for our customers. So our partners today include NetApp, of course, and also NVIDIA, Intel AI, and also we work with Google DeepMind, for example, on research and a few other partners around the world. So it's very exciting.
And might I say that is an awesome set of partners. So perhaps let's just think about, so why do we need AI consultancies like yourselves?
Yes, I think when it comes to consultancies, so first of all, Instadeep, we are a product and solutions provider, but we do provide consultancy as well, because when it comes to AI, the aim is obviously to get a solution that functions the best for your business. And in order to do so, the consultancy really allows you to speed up that process from the first idea you have into the end implementation of an AI solution. So it's really about exploring what is possible and the opportunities that lies within the field of AI. And I think we can agree that AI can be incredibly confusing as a general field when you're starting out. If you're not a data scientist, for example, it's really hard to know where to start. And we see a lot of companies that would come to us and they ultimately want to do AI. And, what does that even mean? It's definitely, they come and they say, oh, we need to jump on this AI trend and hype. How do we do it? We want to use, for example, deep reinforcement learning, or we want to use GANs. But that's not really what it's about. It's about finding what works best for them at this point in time, and what can we do using artificial intelligence to help solve your business problems to reach your desired outcomes on the back of that. So it's because of this kind of hype that's easy to get caught up in. I think the consultancy part is really important because it helps you kind of map out the environment. So consultancy is really just getting expert advice. Instantly we are experts in the field of machine learning, artificial intelligence, specifically in deep learning and deep reinforcement learning. So it's really to help navigate this world that can be a bit difficult. And it's also really important to understand, because from a consultancy point of view, the needs really vary from business to business, and the direction you take, it's important to focus on where you can really see value add at this point in time as well. You might want to do a lot of different things within the AI space, but you kind of need to put together a bit of a wish list, I would potentially recommend. And within that, really look at what is most important. So prioritize that wish list and to start small. You want to do everything, but if you want to achieve something, you have to start with potentially the low-hanging fruit. A lot of companies would need to woo over their internal teams, show value, show why it's important to invest in AI. I think everyone can agree that, it's important to get on and start investing in technology, and especially within artificial intelligence as well. But it's really about, starting at the right end. So that's where, the consultancy can come in and can really help you put you in the right direction, and get the information as to, for example, what data do you have? What can you do with this data? Some clients might be coming to us and just want to get more information from their data. So just crunch the numbers and see what can you do. Whereas others might have got a bit further in their thought process and already have identified maybe a few different areas they want to look at. So they might say, we want to focus on predictive analytics or predictive maintenance because it's important for us to know when some equipment might fail, for example. So it's really about kind of helping them on that process and setting them up for success ultimately. And by using a company like ourselves, we don't just provide the consultancy, we would also help actually build a custom AI solution on the back of that. So it's yeah, to help speed up the process from idea to implementation, ultimately, I would say.
That's brilliant. And that's a great summary right at the end there. But really, you know, it is about C-level staffing within an organization saying, we need AI, right? And they might not have a chief data officer or even a particular line of business in mind at that time. So they might have a CIO, for example, and then that will direct down to line of business that then think up some kind of weird, wonderful possibility that they could use AI for. It might be something they've read in the paper or something they've seen out on one of the usual platforms that they read. I think the most interesting part there is that they might not actually have data scientists. They may not have the right data in place. They may not have the right data management in place to be able to leverage these kind of systems. And that's really where companies like yourselves can come in and really help. What I love about Instadeep and why, so I worked with you guys for a few years now. I know Kareem very well, of course, and of course some of the other founders and some of the team at Instadeep. One of the things I really love about you guys is the fact that you have visualization people as well. So you don't just say, you know, you take a project, you build a machine learning, deep learning, reinforcement learning a model around that, and then deliver that as here's a stream of data that says yes, no, why, maybe. You actually provide that visualization tool as well, so they can actually have some kind of workable GUI. Is that something that's really sort of set you apart from other consultancies, do you think?
I think it definitely plays a big part, because what you really want to do is to provide the explainability. So, you know, really showing people what does the algorithms do. One of the things that a lot of people are worried about when it comes to AI is the whole, you know, the black box scenario, where you are literally being handed a solution and you don't know anything about how the thought process works. How does the algorithm actually come to this conclusion? Why is the result what it is? So what we really want to avoid when we work with our clients is this black box scenario. So we want to provide the explainability, and the visualization is so important to this, because for us to provide the front end solution, ultimately, you know, the user friendly applications that really shows what is happening, what is the algorithms actually doing, and yeah, getting that bit of feedback really sets the whole solution apart, I would say. I think you can succeed easily, obviously everything's relevant within the field, but without it as well. Like, we do offer just implementing our solutions directly into existing applications on the infrastructure of the clients, and you know, depending on the needs. But I think a lot of the time, just having that kind of visualization front end that makes it really user friendly, you see and you understand how things work, it really does add value, I would say. So it's kind of that, just for us to work alongside the business, our clients, and understand, you know, what they really want to achieve, and then taking this and also have this kind of front end piece that really shows that we're achieving what they initially came to us for as well, can be a good way of explaining what the algorithms are doing ultimately.
Yeah, I love that. And I think you're Norwegian, right? So, you know,
Exactly.
and you have a hugely diverse bunch that work at Instadeep. You've got offices all across Europe. Have you opened up in the US now, if you don't mind me asking?
We do not have an office in the US.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
have had presence in the US through our partners,
Yeah.
but not an office yet. So TBC.
Oh, great. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll link details of where they can find you, and then also where they can, of course, engage with Instadeep. But we hope that in the future we'll have some greater collaborations coming out together. So with that in mind, guys, thank you so much for listening or watching today. Celine, thank you for your time. It's been really great talking to you.
Thanks for having me. This has been really fun. Let's do it again.
We will. Absolutely. Thanks again. Cheers.
Thank you so much. Cheers.